Hi, I'm Allison Banner with Windermere Real Estate, and I'm excited to be here with Stephen Ayala with the Apex Fitness Collective right here in Twin Peaks. Stephen, we're happy to have you here. We'd like to know more about what you do here at the gym and what it means to you to be a part of this community.
Thank you for having me. I started this gym back in 2020. My motivation at that time was to open up a space that people could feel comfortable in, come in and actually start a fitness journey and get to some of the goals that they were trying to achieve. Around that time, obviously COVID had hit, and so it limited a lot of people from coming out, a lot of people being able to connect. So it kind of transformed into something where people were able to come in and not just get a fitness activity out of it, they're also able to experience support, get education from the coaches here, with the community that was around them, and like I said, some of the coaches that were here teaching them as well.
It's pretty amazing what you do here. I've come to the gym about 3 times a week, and it's made a big change in my life. So Stephen, if you could tell us a little bit about your own fitness journey.
I started my own fitness journey obviously back when I was younger, much younger, back in high school, was boxing then and doing MMA. So I've always been passionate around fitness and learning it, teaching it, because I've been teaching it since then as well. But what really moved me to start opening the gym was my mom ended up getting diagnosed with diabetes about 8 years ago now. And at that time, she almost lost her life in the hospital. So it really scared me. It also led me down the road to learn more about that disease and in turn, the entire body. And so that's something I went to school for. And during school, they encouraged us to start taking on clients and helping them. And so I did. And from there, it led me to purchasing or leasing out a space and growing that space.
Can you tell us a little bit more about the program that you offer?
So here we focus solely on classes. We have both strength training classes and boxing classes, as well as one-on-one personal training. We focus just on classes because we believe the community inside those classes really helps support people, builds them up, allows them to achieve goals that they wouldn't have achieved before. Again, the support is huge here. Also, we really believe in education, so we keep our groups pretty small so that we can come, and you've experienced this yourself.
It's really nice.
And we're able to talk to you and coach you through the class, and not only the class, but other things that you may be dealing with as far as nutrition, or even mental health if that's what they need. So that we do a little bit of everything here.
And I know you have a pretty strong program for kids.
Yes, so we're really passionate about the kids program. I believe that if we have a space for kids that allows them to be comfortable, feel safe, encourages growth, discipline, and community with them, I think they can achieve anything, So our program here with the kids has actually grown quite well over the last few years. Again, that's something we're really passionate about. We want to keep expanding that. So again, boxing, I've seen it transform kids' lives into their future and become very strong adults. I'd love to give one example if I could.
Sure.
On our wall over there, we have Samuel Escalante. He was a young man coming in. He was already over 18. And he's someone I watched go through his boxing journey as an amateur, complete many fights, some of the most fights that he's had, some of the most fights we've had here in the gym, he's done. And from there, he's taken some of those skills and transferred them over to school. And now he's becoming an electrician. We still see him every day coming into the gym. He's very strong and motivated. And again, I'm just so happy to see that we're making an impact in these young men's lives, anyone's life really.
I know that you are involved with the community as well. Can you tell us about that?
We're involved wherever we can be. If they invite us to the events, especially here in Twin Peaks, because it's such a small town, we're there. We're there to support. Like recently, they had a community barbecue, which was an awesome experience. I mean, people were there just hanging out, listening to music, having some great food. And what was great was Apex ended up being one of the main sponsors for that. And so we were able to set up our table, advertise a little bit, but at the same time, just enjoy the music and just being a part of the community there. And that's our main goal right now. We see ourselves becoming a space here in Twin Peaks for people to know that they can be comfortable, safe when they come in, They know that if it's a fitness journey that they want to begin, we're beginner friendly, all the way up to someone who's more advanced. I think that a lot of people are scared to start coming into a gym because of what we see online. We see, a lot of bodybuilders or women that are in their bikinis, things like that, and we think that that's the gym culture. And again, that's why we really have focused on classes here, because the coaches really encourage the support system, the community, and for people to feel comfortable as they're coming in. And we've seen that help our classes grow. And so we believe that that's a really strong part of what we're doing.
How did you come up with the Apex name?
The Apex name was chosen by chance. We actually had a different name at first. And the reason why we chose it is because someone in the community was asking us to change it. So we did. And we came up with Apex. We thought about it. Apex was something that we felt fit what we represent, because we believe that everyone has to climb a mountain to get to whatever apex it is that they're trying to get to, whether that be in fitness or just mental health in general. There's something that you always have to overcome, and we're here to help you along that way. So that's why we chose Apex. So nice. We'll see you at the Apex.
You have this amazing program for the kids, and what about older adults?
Actually, seniors is something that we're starting to get into. More recently, I started working with another coach. Her name is Lisa Kine. I'm an amazing coach here. She was a corrective exercise specialist before. And so she's come in and we've been able to work together a little bit more on corrective exercises, but also figuring out how to have a system in place to help people get out of pain. And so some of our clients that we're taking on these days are the senior citizens that are kind of neglected. A lot of trainers don't like to work with them because they're more difficult. They can be. But we find that the joy that we get from working with them is amazing. It's some of the best experiences we have is working with the older generation here. But also, we like to be able to help them get out of the pain, like I was talking about earlier. And I feel like there's a big gap there between people coming from the doctors or physical therapy and getting back to actually being able to do what they want to do, whether that be walking, carrying the groceries up the stairs, or actually playing some kind of a sport. And so we try to bridge that gap. And so again, that's something that we've really been spearheading into up here in the community. And the clients that have been coming in over the last year that we've taken on for that purpose have experienced some amazing results. And so we'd love to share some of those as we get more of them in as well.
I understand you also have strength training classes.
Yes, so we call them our true strength training classes. Those are classes that are centered around resistance training. And as you know, many people can benefit greatly from just resistance training. And so those classes have actually taken a big step forward for us here in the last year alone. We've seen the community grow there. And I think it's because people come in expecting to get some kind of crazy workout or something that's going to make them sweat. They're out of breath, they're dying by the time they're leaving. Our true strength training class is much different. We've seen the older generation being able to come in up to the younger people and get the same results that they're looking for. Some of the people are looking to grow some muscle, lose the weight, and that's what they'll see in there. But more than anything, the culture in there isn't what you would normally see in a gym. When you think about strength training and bodybuilding or something like that, that culture is very supportive, like I've talked about before. We've seen the clients get great results, and I think it's something that anybody can come into, from the beginner level up to the advanced level. And we have had beginners to advanced people coming in here and seeing great results. And so I really wanted to emphasize the true strength training that we have going on here, because I think it's something that's really important for the community to understand. That you don't have to run your heart out on the track or the treadmill or do some kind of crazy aerobic exercise to get some amazing results.
So we're sitting here in front of your wonderful boxing ring. What's some of the other equipment that you have to offer?
Yeah, so we have other equipment to help us with our corrective exercise and strength training. We're big believers in using free weights here. So our space is set up so that we have a lot of room to use both barbells, kettlebells, and dumbbells, so unconventional training as well as traditional training. Our other room has a full set of racks in there for people to do squats, bench press, pull-ups, We have TRX bands as well as cardio equipment. So we got the works for everybody that needs to come in and get what they need.
Stephen, tell me about your membership levels.
Really, here we have 2 different levels. It's, you're coming in for classes, or if you want to come in for a one-on-one personal training style. Obviously, with our classes, we have a couple of options there with our strength training or boxing, or we even have our kids boxing that we provide as well. You can always book appointments with us at apexfitnesscollective.com.
So as a newcomer to the gym, what's the one thing you want someone to notice when they first walk in?
I want them to know that they're not alone. We've all started in a very similar place, whether that be someone who wants to go into boxing, weight training, or just get out of pain. We've all started somewhere, and taking that step is important, and it also can take a lot of courage. And so just know that you'll always be supported if you come into Apex Fitness Collective.
And I can verify that. So what are some of your future plans for the gym?
We want to grow our classes. We do have certain numbers in mind, and as well as our personal training to help people get out of pain. Long term, we are looking to expand to a bigger building, if not here alone, but to also incorporate some of the other services that we think are important, like physical therapy and chiropractors, things like that. So our vision here is to eventually have those services available to the clients. And so that's something that we're really looking forward to and want to work on.
Well, Stephen, thank you so much for your time today. I'm Allison Banner with Windermere Real Estate.
Come join Allison in the class one of these days.